Welcome to Astounding Stories of Space and Time. I'm Mardell, reading Tourmalin's Time Cheques by F. Anstey. Chapter 10, Denouement. At last, the shock was over, and he feebly opened his eyes once more to find that he was, undoubtedly, on the deck. And yes, the bank manager was standing over him with a kind of triumphant grin. "Mercy," Peter murmured faintly. You surely wouldn't kick a man when he's down?" "My dear sir," protested the manager, "why should I wish to kick you in any position?" "You must be fatally injured." If even the manager had relented. Is Alfred there?" asked Tourmalin anxiously. "Keep him away if you can." "Certainly," said Mr. Perkins. "Who is Alfred?" Why, the man with the revolver. I thought you knew." Come," said the manager. "There's no man of that kind here, I assure you. Pull yourself together, sir. You're on board the Boomerang now." "I know," said Peter dolefully. "I know I am." He shut his eyes resignedly. He was about to receive some other portion of his time balance. If he could only hope that no fresh complications would arise. Would he meet Miss Tyrrell or Miss Davenport next, he wondered, and how would they behave? "Haven't you had enough sleep yet?" said the manager. "You're not more than half awake even now." "Sleep!" exclaimed Tourmalin, sitting up and rubbing his eyes. "Why, you don't mean to tell me I've been dreaming all this time?" "I don't know about dreaming, but I can answer for your snoring. You almost drowned the ship's band. I knew what would happen when you would have 2 helpings of curry at breakfast. Worst thing to take in the world, especially if you don't walk it off. Why, you've been the joke of the whole ship for the last half hour. I wish you could have seen yourself, with your head hanging over the arm of your chair and your mouth wide open. I thought at last it was only kind to wake you up. Those 2 young ladies over there have been in fits of laughter." Peter picked up Buckle, which was lying face downwards on the deck. His own face was very red, possibly from stooping, as he inquired, Um, which 2 young ladies? "Can't tell you their names, but those 2 uncommonly nice-looking girls, one in white and navy blue, and the darker one in pink. Dear me, I thought they would have died." Even now they seemed to have the greatest difficulty in controlling their countenances, for happening just then to look round and catch Peter's glance of confused and still somnolent suspicion, they buried their faces in their handkerchiefs once more in agonies of suppressed mirth. And these were the 2 whom his dreaming fancies had pictured as tenderly, desperately, madly devoted to him? The reality was decidedly disenchanting. They were very ordinary girls, he saw, after all. "Well," said Mr. Perkins, "it's not far off tiffin time now, so you see, you managed to get through your extra time after all." "Yes," said Peter with a little natural embarrassment, "but I think, do you know, that on reflection I won't deposit the extra hours after all. If you will kindly take back the checkbook," he added, feeling in his pockets, "and give me the form I signed, we will consider the arrangement cancelled, eh?" "It's my belief," said the manager, "that your head isn't quite clear yet, for hang me if I know what you're talking about. Deposit, checkbook, form, what is it all about?" Peter colored more furiously than before. "It was the curry," he said. "I wasn't quite sure whether it's really too absurd to explain. I am wide awake now, at all events." He was awake now, and knew that no time bargain of this monstrous kind had ever been actually effected, and all the wild events which seemed to have taken whole months to accomplish themselves were the work of a single hour's indigestion. He was still a bachelor, still engaged to Sophia. He had still to make the acquaintance of Miss Tyrrell and Miss Davenport, and endure the ordeal of remaining for some weeks to come, to say nothing of the extra hours, exposed to the peril of their fascinations. But whatever happened now, it could not be said, at least, that he had not received abundant warning of the consequences which might ensue from any yielding, however blameless or defensible, on his part. And Peter Tourmalin resolved that, henceforth, Buckle should monopolize his attention. The Epilogue. There are always a few inquiring persons who, at the conclusion of any story, insist upon being told what happened after that. And if such a question is ever justified, it is so in the case of a narrative that, as in the present instance, ends almost at the precise moment of which it began. So it is not impossible that some readers may be sufficiently interested to wish to know the particular effect produced upon Peter Tourmalin's subsequent conduct by a vision more than usually complicated and connected. Did he receive it, for example, as a solemnly prophetic warning, and forswear all female society while on board the Boomerang? Or was he rather prompted to prove its fallibility by actual experience? As to the motives which guided him, we are unable to speak with confidence, and they must be left to be accounted for by the reader's knowledge of human nature in general, and Peter's so far as it has been self-revealed by his unconscious imagination in these pages in particular. But the author is in a position to state with certainty that when Sophia and her mother met the ship, as they duly did at Gibraltar, nothing on Peter's part gave them the slightest ground for suspecting that he was on terms of even the most distant acquaintanceship with either Miss Tyrrell or Miss Davenport, and that the fact of his being far advanced in the third volume of Buckle's History of Civilization seemed to guarantee that he had employed his spare time on board the vessel both wisely and well. Nor did he get into any difficulties by circulating gossip concerning any matron from Melbourne, owing to the circumstance that there was no lady passenger who at all answered the description. She, like much else in his experiences, was purely a creation of the curry. Lastly, it may be added that Peter is now married to his Sophia, and is far happier than even he could have expected. She tempers her intellectuality out of consideration for his mental bareness, and as yet he has never found her society in the least oppressive, nor has his errant fancy wandered back in any perfidious sense to the time he spent, when freed from her supervision, on board the Boomerang. Published in 1885, this is considered to be the first novel written with time travel as its subject. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me here next season on Astounding Stories of Space and Time for more interplanetary thrills. Until then, watch the sky.